Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel for OCD recovery. Today we're going to talk all about panic attacks. As I place this today, because my other room something's going on my wife's pregnancy pillow that is actually causing her discomfort that I stole because it's very comfortable to sleep in. So yes, I am doing literally this whiteboard video on the candy cane pregnancy pillow. That's how much of a loser I am. As we sit next to another great book, How to Think Like a Roman Emperor. I haven't read that except for once a couple of years ago, so I'm reading that again, which actually this book is really important. After you get done with the books on the reading list, we're going into stuff like this. So before I go any further, please subscribe, hit that like button down below. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if you're making any of these mistakes right now. I can give you a little bit of recommendations in the comments. Obviously, you're going to have to come in if you're really struggling with this. I can't give you all the information. There's a lot of nuances. Again, that is Phil at OCDrecovery.com. Let me know what you think. Okay, the worst and best advice during a panic attack. A lot of this is going to sound crazy if you've never practiced this before. It will be very, very scary, and you will need to allow it to consume you, the actual panic. This is never covered correctly online. Everything that people are telling you is to how to not allow it to consume you and calm yourself down, which leads us, dun, 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 to the worst things to do. Basically everything online. And I'm not kidding. If I type, and I've done this many times, if I type in panic attack to YouTube, almost all the advice that comes up has nothing to do with learning to build the skill set to allowing it to consume you, allowing yourself to feel distracted, the loss of the present moment, fully pull you out of any enjoyment, which teaches you behaviorally as you mix that with beliefs that it's very uncomfortable, but not the end of the world, which sounds crazy when you're having a panic attack. And everything online is telling you how to calm down. Now, a lot of these things, by the way, some of them are really bad, like venting, complaining for the most part, habits aside. Not all of these are inherently problematic per se. I mean, supplements, praying, grounding yourself. The way you're using it during a panic attack is the problem. So grounding yourself, 5 things you could smell, 5 things you could see, talking with it, aka all of this is a form of engagement, okay? Mantras, you'll be okay. Radical acceptance statements. If you're saying something to yourself in the moment with radical acceptance, you do not accept your actual panic. Any breathing techniques, I actually see no purpose in life to doing breathing techniques. You just breathe. You don't try to regulate the internal workings of your eyeball, okay? You're not trying to control your cranial nerves. There is no reason to be doing any breathing techniques basically ever for anything. We have this idea that it's going to change your life if you box breathe. This is another, I want a shortcut when what you actually need to do will potentially take you a couple years. Be very careful. I'm always wary of anyone who makes a 3-hour podcast about breathing, especially if they have a strip on their nose. So venting and complaining, this is a terrible thing. When it comes to panic, you're going to have to learn to shut your damn mouth. Take the key, zip it up, throw it in the Marianas Trench. You ain't finding it. I'm not kidding. And by the way, grace is needed for all of this. So a lot of you have been doing this for a long time. You're going to mess things up. But venting and complaining has to go. The breathing techniques in the moment's got to go. These mantras, these radical acceptance statements that people think are going to bring you to unconditional acceptance. I'm not going to go into it in this video. Unconditional self-acceptance and radical acceptance are not the same, and they never will be the same. Run to the books or YouTube videos. That's a big one. A lot of people, they've been feeling well for a while. They have a huge spike. Oh my God. They come to the calls. They're very, very proud. I've been reading the books again, watching YouTube videos. Pull the brake on it. The big DEFCON sound. I don't want you doing any of this right now. We'll have a couple calls. I'm going to tell you to live your life structure, not change anything if you can, trying to solve, allow it to consume you. What? No, I have to do something right now. No, you don't. That's going to get you into trouble. Avoidance. That's the big one. The fear of it coming back, the fear of it being overwhelmed, not going to work, not seeing people, not having sex, not going on dates, not going on vacations, avoiding everything. You need to be very careful with this. You have to learn to have your life look, as I say in a lot of my videos, exactly as it would, whether you have panic attacks or not. I'm not going to go into the individual avoidance behaviors in this video because I can go into an entire separate video of all the avoidance behaviors that people give into when they are going through panic recovery. Praying in the moment. Praying is not inherently bad. There's nothing inherently wrong with praying. When you're praying in the moment, when you drop to your knees, you put your hands together, whatever your visual cues are, whatever, you do it in your mind, you stop, you close your eyes. When you do that in the moment to calm yourself down, this is a compulsion. This is using a good thing for a bad thing. Right tool, a lot of great benefits with religion, for the wrong door, aka trying to calm yourself down. Supplements. Now, I didn't write this down because I didn't want anyone to freak out. And you know how YouTube can be nowadays. So it's not just supplements, but it's also, in a caveat, always speak to your doctor, benzos. You need to be very careful about benzo usages. Again, always speak to your doctor. But that does not discredit or take away from, always speak to your doctor. It's there, just invisible. So, and supplements. GABA, magnesium, calm. Again, nothing inherently wrong with these things, but you're using them for the wrong reasons. You're using them to calm yourself down from the panic. All of these things, some not inherently bad, a lot of them, yes, inherently bad, avoidance behaviors, venting, complaining. This stuff has to go. Now, let's go to the best things to do. By the way, this does not sell good on the commercial. This does not sell good. Usually the things in your life that are actually beneficial to your life don't sell good. Like, can you imagine this? Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm a late night commercial where they teach you how to deal with anxiety from just purely stoicism, no REBT, but just stoicism, which obviously is based in the REBT. What you're going to do is nothing. Nothing. Yeah, you're going to feel it. You're going to allow it to consume you. That wouldn't sell very well, would it? No, it doesn't. That's why, because we all want easy answers to everything. We're all addicted to this, and it's not good for recovery. The best things to do is you have to learn the skills of delay. Learn the skills of delay, allowing it to destroy you. Basically, none of the stuff over here. None of the stuff to the left. That is a problem. Post-panic, not on the same day, maybe a couple days, depending on where you are, how often you're having panic attacks. There's a lot of nuances in this. Maybe it's time to look at it. Life acceptance is the key. Unconditional life acceptance. That is how you get underneath this. Let me use an example that's in the book. Goal, okay? My goal. My goal is to get more comfortable and not hate my panic attacks as much and hopefully get to a place where I actually accept them, okay? A rational belief. Oh my gosh, panics are the worst thing ever. I hate the sensation. It pulls me out of the moment. No joy. What if it comes back? What if it kills me? Let's branch off of that. What if I can't take it and I have a heart attack? Let's branch another way. What if they're so bad I lose control, go into psychosis, and I hurt someone? There's different variations, but a lot of things with panic attack is having it for the rest of your life and hating your life. You'll learn more about that in other videos. aka deservingness and fairness. I can't stand it. This is the worst thing ever. My life isn't fair. Everything is miserable. Oh my God, woe is me. Trying to not avoid life, which goes back over here, and patience. This is going to take a while. If you struggle with OCD and panic attacks, we don't have to separate the two. Well, I have panic disorder and I have OCD and I have CPTSD. Stop that. Stop. Look at the fears, look at the worst case scenarios, and address the problems and how to get better. Not in a solving way in the moment, but looking at the tools. Learning the REBT principles of unconditional acceptance. Learning how to break these things down. That is critical. Stoicism by itself, if you have OCD, these are great books. Marcus Aurelius' Meditation. This is kind of the new age version of it. Great book by Donald Robertson. Really love this book. But that's not going to be enough for OCD. There's a lot of books on that bookshelf over there that are not going to be enough for OCD recovery. You are going to need to learn to break your beliefs down. And by the way, even if you don't have OCD, it's still not the best idea to just learn to wear your panic, because you don't change your beliefs about if it comes back. So let's say you don't have OCD and you just have panic disorder and you don't need as much belief work, but then something happens and you never actually address the fear underneath it. You got really good at wearing it per se, but you never address the underlying fear of it coming back. That is not good. So please reach out. Don't sit in silence. Phil at OCDrecovery.com. Let me know what you think. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.